Alright, so bottom line up front, if you're tuning in, you're probably tuning in because of the title. If you know me, you're probably just popping in to see what's going down. So anyways, this is a Mossberg 500 Cruiser Compact. This is similar to the Cerbus Super Shorty or the Keg 12. The only difference is this one is coming directly from the factory at Mossberg. And the one thing I've noticed about most of the videos that are online is that everybody's shooting these other ones, and the only time you see a Mossberg Cruiser Compact that comes from the factory was from SHOT Show 17 or some jackass shooting birdshot. That being said, I'm not going to be shooting birdshot. I might be a jackass, but I don't believe in firing cheap old loads that have zero effectiveness. Well, not zero effectiveness, but have limited effectiveness in any kind of situation that this very, very impractical any other weapon would be used for. So I'm going to start, I'm not even going to fire standard slugs. I'm going to fire these, they're called exploders. If you tune in to people like Tal Flatermouse, I'm sure you've seen them fill it with explosive comp or black powder and then cap it with a primer. I'm not going to do that. It's too much work, and it's limited results in any kind of daylight with any kind of camera I have. And since I'm just, I'm going to be shooting out here at 10 and 20 yards respectively. If that one target will ever stay up there at the 10, I'll probably just focus on this one. Anyways, that's not a hard enough surface for these to detonate, even if I did prime them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shoot them for the sake of shooting a slug out of this thing. And as I said, the birdshot, weak and relatively useless. So I'm going to start with firing a more powerful or higher recoiling round. Then I'm going to go to the all but defunct Winchester PDX-1s. That's a, it's basically a Foster slug, 1 ounce, and then, yeah, I'll have to check the specs on that, but I'm pretty sure it's a 1 ounce slug, followed by 3 triple-aught buck. It's created for a, basically a multi-shot home defense. And then you have these are multi-defense. These are 25 caliber, what do they call it, 1-aught buck. So it's 6 of those. There, it says it right there. And then a what looks to be a .65 caliber round ball slug. I've had pretty good things to say about these when I was using in my DP-12. Then I'm going to go to another exotic round here. I'm going to use these piranhas. It's basically finishing nails, steel finishing nails. They claim use in Vietnam or whatever. But yeah, supposedly they're good in the brush, and then when you wound somebody and they go away, they got a jagged wound that never really heals and doesn't sew up right. Or if they got a gut full of these, it's just chewing at them the whole time they're trying to escape. Then I'm going to move on to these, what they call dragon breath or 12 gauge flamethrower. I'm going to shoot 2 of each, at least 2 of each. I've had them for a while, and I don't see the hoopla about it. And then as the sun goes down, because it's getting low this time of year, I'll shoot these flares. And then somewhere in between, probably the piranhas and the dragon's breath, for shies and giggles, I'm going to shoot these here. These are 15 pellet double-aught rubber balls, and then 57 caliber round rubber ball single projectile. Just to give that, see what the effectiveness for less lethal is at these nominal ranges. All right, I'll probably cut it here and then piece it together. All right, so in case I neglected to mention, this is my first time shooting this firearm. So I'm looking forward to the surprise. I'm going to try and cue up this laser. See what we can do from the hip. Oh, that wasn't too bad. A little hard to find. Oh man, that was fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm actually pleased by that. So I'm going to go down range and I'm going to check it out here with the GoPro. I was aiming center mass, just shooting from the hip. So I was aiming here. That was the second one. That was the first one. And I'd say recoil wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm not exactly recoil sensitive. I'll probably feel it in my wrist tomorrow. But as far as things go, I'm kind of pleased with the action of this. Now I'm going to go with the Winchester PDX. Heavily marketed, highly touted, in my opinion, low performing, but you know, that is what it is. All right, center mass again. I'd say they had a little bit more kick. I'm actually impressed with the accuracy of the slug. Okay, let's go down range and mark it. I'm actually impressed with the triple out buck as well. So yeah, there was round number 1. Maybe these Winchester PDX aren't all that bad. I'm pretty sure that was from round 1. That was from round 2. Round 1. Round 1. That was round 2 with the slug. And also round 2 and round 2 with the pattern. So you can get it at 10 yards. You could get it on a man-sized target with reasonable aiming. And again, that was from the hip with a laser. So it worked pretty good at night. Not too good in the daytime. That laser's not exactly hard or easy to see in these lighting conditions. So let's go with the multi-defense buckshot. I will admit that the PDX actually had more recoil than the exploders. But when you think about it, a larger charge and a larger payload. All right, from the hip. Okay, those definitely had some recoil right there. I don't know why I keep trying to fold this. All right, get that laser on target. Oh yeah, impressive. I keep trying to fold that for some reason. Got to get my manual of arms down. Let's go mark it up. I find that when you project forward with the non-firing arm, tend to gain a little bit more control. That was shot cup bouncing off. There's one of the slugs. Now keep in mind, I didn't zero that laser. That's just, you know, I forget what it's coming off of. I think it was just laying around. I got a couple TRL2s. I guess I might have missed with that with the other slug. But yeah, these are the 25 caliber single op buck, and they are getting on target. That would definitely be a collapsed lung, perforated liver. No, left side, perforated stomach. Another collapsed lung. More single op buck. Oh, this Sharpie. When was the last time I used it? Oh well, it's easy enough to mark it out. The next ones are going to leave a lot different of a pattern on paper. They're the piranhas. I didn't want to do anything common like 9-pellet military double op buck or 8-pellet hunting double op buck or anything like that, or number 4 shot, because that, in my opinion, has been done to death. So let's take a get a little feel. By the way, this has 3-round capacity, so we're going to get a feel for these piranhas. Let's see. On target. Hardly any recoil, but as you can see, it knocked my my TRL2 off. So what I'll do is I'll get that on there a little bit better before I shoot the next one. That laser definitely does help me index. I wonder if that's set up. Should be good for a Picatinny rail, but it looks like it's chewed at that stud. Those are replaceable. . Yeah, that's strange. The one that recoiled the least, I guess that was a straw that broke the camel's back there. But, okay, I got that thing tightened down relatively well. And I don't edit much, so I'm just going to leave all my gaffes and foibles in. Alright, next piranha round. Let's see if we can track it. Again, hardly any recoil compared to the slugs and all that other shit, so yeah. Dealing with it. Go mark these out. So again, that's steel finishing nails. As you can see, oh wait, I'm sorry, it's a mix of birdshot and steel finishing nails. There's one of the steel finishing nails. Steel finishing nails. It's designed for that like up close and personal social work that you tend to get in when you're in the bush. But it seems like all they're doing is hitting and falling off of this batting. Maybe I'll look for one later or cut a round open. But yeah, it's basically just all this little perforating bird shot, which is more of an annoyance even at this range. I wouldn't want to get it in the face, of course, or anywhere for that matter, but the carpet tacks or finishing nails or whatever the hell they are, that's where the real mess is made. All right, where are we at now? I think I'll wait for the sun to go down a little bit. Let's go with the less than lethal. We'll do the double-aught buck, 15 pellet. And since I know that doesn't recoil much, I'll put it more up to the face area. No recoil. But I guarantee you, if somebody was on the receiving end of that, they would not be happy. And now we'll go with the ball. Louder report, less recoil. I think I saw the ball actually fall down there. Let me go see if I can find it. I think I might have also saw something skip off there to the right. Yeah, I see the ball from here. So that's a 57 caliber ball. And what it's doing is it's causing blunt force trauma to the assailant. There's almost nothing to this. I'd say it probably weighs somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe 10 grams. And it's coming out probably somewhere around 300 feet per second. Yeah, from what I understand, the buckshot, that hurts worse. So I'm guessing that right there was from the ball. That right there was from the other ball. But yeah, little perforations. You can see it just barely dinged off the paper with the buckshot. So that's fun. I don't know what that barrel length at 7.5 inches would do as far as less lethal capabilities go. I would assume it almost makes everything less lethal. Let's see, do I want Dragon's Breath at this hour or should I put it on pause? Well, I got to get my rods ready in case I got to punch out the flare from the barrel, so we'll wait for the lighting conditions to go down. Alright, so what I'm going to do is a 4-shot drill. 1 in the chamber, 2 in the tube, and 1 in the saddle. I'll have my laser on since I don't have a remote switch hooked up to this one. And I'll be coming up about cheek level, projecting out, and then engaging at 10 and 20 yards respectively, and then 20, reload back to 10. Or actually, what I'll do is I'll go 10, 20, 10, reload 20, and then you'll have the clock, I guess, on there. I'm not going for some land speed record, but just to see, engage practical effectiveness of this, I'll be coming up from the hip, placing on fire, and then going to work. hit the wood. And that'll show in, there's that recoil knocking that expensive ass TRL2 off. It's actually made for a pistol, so I'm not going to beat it up too much. I got 2 of them. At least it's well manufactured to the point that landing on the ground like that, you know, really doesn't affect it. Adds character, I guess. But as things go, decent weapons light, but not made for the recoil that this is coming under. It's pretty massive recoil. I'm not going to lie, I feel it a little bit right there in my, I guess what would be the scaphoid bone of the wrist. But that's probably because I'm getting old and fragile and didn't take any calcium. Little accomplishments though, you know. So let's go out and see what's going on here. So, definitely got some kill shots at 10 yards. I was trying to index the laser as best I could, but I was just basically going with some point shooting. I wouldn't say it was all that bad. It's like any shotgun at short range. If you're aiming center mass, you're going to pattern high. So keep it at the belt line maybe next time. Now, as far as 20 yards go, buddy, not even a nick. A little bit of powder burn. Yeah, short of that, I think I hit to the right here. I saw a bunch of wood kick off, but that's about it. So, effective range on this, obviously close quarters, but I'm going to pop one shot off at that 20-yarder just to see what's up. All right, the exploder. I put the laser back on to really index this time. There it is. Well, let's go see. So I guess when you have a good reference point and something to aim with, you can make it happen. But again, I was going center mass with that laser, again unzeroed. Got a good throat shot. That's a vital. That's pretty much 30 seconds to death max. Yeah, I'd say right about there. Lungs filling up with blood and then they drown. But that's in a perfect world. And you know, because I'm disappointed in my performance with the buck and ball, I'm going to throw 2 of these down there. Taking that very, very, very deliberate aim. Using the laser. That thing right there might be worth its weight to put a laser light on this. Let's go take a look. All right, finally got some something on paper. Nice disabling hip shot. That pelvis is fractured. Those blood vessels are all bleeding up in there. Probably missing an inch or two. Got another lung collapsers right there. But yeah, I only managed to get one of the slugs, and who knows how many of the pellets from the single-aught buck. And yeah, it's effective. Not maximally, but I guess if I had to sling lead down at 20 yards with a 7.5-inch shotgun, worst case scenario, I'd want something else, anything else. But it's better than a sharp stick. I wouldn't call it a 4-shot drill. Plus, these are going to behave like Gila Minis. So what I ought to do is I ought to put it up front, but I'll see how it cycles. We'll do the Dragon's Breath first. Load the flare, then the Dragon's Breath so it comes up second. Okay, so Dragon's Breath. Should be low recoiling. We'll go from the hip. We'll do, yep, 1, 2. Get a little bit of an incendiary effect. That's fed. 3. Oh, we're going to have a fire now. Huh. Yep, 1. Yep, 1, 2, 2. Get a little bit of an incendiary effect. That's fed. 3. Oh, we're going to have a fire now. Well, at least the flares came out of the barrel, because if I would have had to punch it, I would have had to punch it down and back like so. But yeah, it's a good way to dirty up your barrel. So hopefully we got some good footage out of that, because I'm going to be paying for it later when I'm cleaning. All right, thanks for tuning in. Holy shit, I almost sound like I got a YouTube channel. Fuck off.